The motion before us is advertising in healthcare delivery. How far is too far? Now, when you look at the talk that I am going to go through is basically what is advertising and what are the advantages of advertising, and what are the capabilities of medical advertising, and what are the cautions that one needs to do, and what is the final opinion. Now, what exactly is advertising? By definition, advertising is just a means of communication with the users of a product or a service. So somebody needs a particular service or a product, and there is somebody who is providing that product. So this is how you communicate between between the person who is providing and the person who wants to use that. So these are messages which otherwise can also be like a write-up or something else, which need not be paid, but by far, because somebody is deriving an advantage, and then there is a third medium through which you are communicating, they normally pay. They normally take a fee for that, and therefore you can influence people who receive their. So you have a medium which is received by people. So you pay the person who has that medium, and you send your message across to the end user. So advertising is always present, though people may not be aware of it. So advertising, when you are, if I am making a presentation today, I am actually advertising that I can make a presentation. Just before you came to the AIOS conference, you were flooded with a lot of emails and SMSs, please attend our course, that's the best course, etc. So that's also an advertising. May not be paid for, but at the end you have paid to the internet user, internet company who is actually providing you that particular thing. So that is whether you are looking at advertising, it is by speeches, by television, by print, by journals, by radio, by press, internet. Today the digital marketing is much more than any other marketing. It could be direct selling, it could be hoardings, mailers, content, sponsorships, posters, everything, events, colors, sounds, visual, and even people. Now, advertising in healthcare sector, what is it required? Today, what is healthcare sector? Healthcare sector is today an important sector anywhere in the world, and it means to objectively provide a price value information to enable rational decision making. So whenever a person has to make a decision for getting a procedure done or for getting something, he needs to be given first the information as to what it is. And advertising, believe me, is one of the oldest ways, and it is one of the oldest businesses that you can see, and it has evolved over time and possibly has grown in intensity. It applies to all sectors, and therefore I feel that healthcare is no exception to this particular thing, and the relevance has increased with the recent changes in the industry dynamics. Now, when you're looking at advertising in the healthcare sector, advertising has an economic role to play in all sectors. It supports growth and sustainability. You are wanting a particular model to be having growth and to sustain. And in this information age, you have to catch the eye of those who are in the need of services. Now, let us just see, when you're looking at advertisement, everybody has different ways of advertising. If you read the book called Infinite Vision, that is regarding the system of Arvind Eye Care. And they go to villages and they do a dindora that we are coming on so and so date to set up a camp, and then they pick up the patients and take them for surgery. This is also advertising, but it is like a BTL activities. It's a below the line activity, but still it is an advertising for you to tell people that we are going to do this particular thing. Whether you have a rickshaw on which you are saying that an eye care professional is coming, but it is serving a purpose of telling the patients that this is how it is done. So please go and read the book Infinite Vision, and it is said as to how the number of patients in Arvind Eye Care system were increased by this very system by going to the peripheral villages. Now, what is being done in advertising? It is just that you are standing up and you are saying that I am here, and it helps people know what services you provide and what are the capabilities of those services that are there. In the information age, information should be made easily available through the media and is no longer passed on from person to person, because that is a very slow process. So today, the power of knowledge is something that an educated person wants. The person wants to know as to what is the procedure, what are the pitfalls, what are the pros and cons, etc., and then go ahead and do that. Now, we can't just introduce a new technology and hope that it will grow over time by word of mouth, because it's going to take endless time for a new technology to be known, and therefore we need to educate and advertise periodically. Now, the advantages are that it informs the patients about the innovations and the new things that the healthcare is giving. It creates demand for quality care. An advertisement or an information being given to the patient creates a demand for the other doctors to also come up to a particular standard of technology and of giving results. Patients gets option to evaluate, and we have the best to get chosen. So you can say that what is this person offering, what is this person offering, and it builds a health consciousness, especially in preventive areas. Let us look at this. This is an advertisement, and this is given by any company that just says, just quit it. It is a positive force if used well. So you have to educate the patient that you will be killing yourself, and this is again a positive advertisement for a preventive health care. For example, if you are doing that is where you are looking at. If you say diabetes can cause blindness, you are telling the patient that yes, diabetes can cause blindness and you should go and show your eyes to an ophthalmologist. Yes, it is an advertisement, but it is serving a very useful purpose. If you say glaucoma is blinding or squint can be blinding, again you are serving a purpose for educating the patient. So the capabilities of medical advertisement, what it can do and what it cannot do. It cannot overcome unsatisfactory or unpleasant experiences in your practice. There is no way that it can overcome the lack of services that a person has. It can overcome poor performance. It cannot overcome poor performance by you or your staff. It cannot create a sudden and an incredible response. It is a subliminal kind of a situation where your brand or your capabilities get known, and it cannot create a demand for services where there is no demand. So you can't really create a demand where the patient is not requiring that, and it cannot produce effective results if the messaging is misleading. What it can do, what it does is that it increases the awareness in your market area and reaches new people. It encourages the current patients to stay. It generates renewal and referral patients, and it increases patient volumes for certain services and programs. It also supports volumes at slow times of the year. So what can be done at that particular time? You have $1 billion Flipkart sale, $1 billion Amazon sale. Why we are restricting ourselves into small little cocoons? You have $1 billion companies which have been created in 3 to 5 years, and they offer for the advantage of the end consumer products without the middleman coming in. Similarly, you can do the same for healthcare, and you can improve the standards of healthcare and the attitude that you have. But there is a word of caution that I will say, that let advertising...
Save something for the rebuttal.
Sorry, okay. Let advertising creativity not distort facts, and you communicate to serve needs and not create needs, and attract through value and not sensationalize the outcomes. So that is what I have to say, that advertising becomes or is an integral part of any healthcare practice if you are in today's age. Thank you very much.